I told you guys we were gonna start harvest, but it's 48 degrees and lightly raining right now. We are not gonna be starting harvest today. Luckily, we've come up with all kinds of stuff to do. We got an auger over at the bin site that needs a bunch of work. The bin crew's over there working now. I can go show you guys that in a minute. But right now, what we got going in the shop is we got the 9870 ready. It's ready to go. I just keep tinkering on it because I'm waiting for the weather to dry up. The other thing we got going on is the Challenger back here needs a radio in it so that it can communicate with the combines. And so we're waiting for a couple of parts to get the radio so that we can put that in there. And this truck has a fifth wheel that's wore out. As long as we had the time, we pulled the fifth wheel off of this truck and we ordered a kit. I'm gonna go grab a kit at lunchtime. We're gonna throw that in, put a new fifth wheel kit on it. That way the pin isn't so sloppy in there. I'm kind of just waiting for parts right now because I don't have any excuses or anything else that I need right now. So I'm gonna go meet Becky and Isla in town and we're gonna head to lunch.
Went to the dentist this morning. The right side of my mouth is numb.
The bin crew is gone here now, so before I run to lunch, I'm going to show you guys what we had going on. On this auger here, we've got this incline auger coming out on an unload for our wet tank. This is our wet tank where we dump the grain after it comes out of the combine into here. This is dry stuff. This didn't come out of the combine, but we had problems with the sump here that was wide open that won't close. We still got to fix that, but the biggest issue was the flighting coming out and the 47 million bushels of corn that this has pumped through it over the last several years. And the flighting inside here was so worn out that it couldn't throw the corn past it, past the hanger bearing here and up into this auger. So we had to take this motor and this whole incline head off of here. We had to move this auger out of the way so that we could get under the floor and put new flighting inside here. When I talk about flighting, by the way, this is our steel pile. When I talk about flighting, this is what I'm talking about. This is what runs under the floor to pull the grain out and into the auger. This stuff here is tissue paper thin. This is like a razor right here. And you can see where this had wore out. This is supposed to be a lot taller, a lot thicker. And that stuff had just worn out. It was past the point of being able to function properly. We knew it was getting close. We knew it was getting wore out. We just, we hadn't had the crew out here yet to put it in. They had the flighting on hand, luckily, because we all knew that it needed to get done. It just hadn't gotten done. So that's one other thing that we had to get done. Luckily it's done now. And you know, it is what it is. Breakdowns are a part of farming. Unfortunately, rain at the wrong time of the year is a part of farming. I'm gonna run in and grab a turkey deluxe with onion rings. The beans are getting a little bit closer, but unfortunately we can't combine the things in the rain anyway. One of the neighbors has started taking a little bit of corn, but this is high moisture stuff that they're gonna grind up for feed anyway. They told me last night it was about 26.5%. There's a lot of green in the stalks yet. This is a late corn that they planned on feeding, but it's proven to me that we need stuff to dry down a little bit more yet. Hopefully we're gonna get a freeze on Saturday. Dada. Are you ready to go in and eat? Are those pickles good? These would be our earliest planted soybeans. We've got a later maturity on the end rows here, but the rest of them, I'm convinced, would go if it hadn't been raining for the last 3 hours. So this is our earliest planted corn. Should be fairly dry. You can see there's almost no green left in these plants, but I'm a little bit concerned because the tops are all breaking off. It appears as though from the cob down, the plant is strong. There's plenty of strength in what's left here, but why the tops are breaking off, I'm not sure. What do you think, Isla? Yeah. It's also a lot muddier out here than I expected it to be. Well, I don't really like what I'm seeing from here, so I think we're gonna try and make this be one of the first fields we come to. So Isla and I grabbed some ears here. We're gonna take them home and test the moisture on those.
Dad, Mom is calling you.
No, I'm calling Jim.
Yeah?
Jim, I'm headed down to pick up that fifth wheel plate right now.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good. See you then. The truck driver called in sick. We do not have a fifth wheel plate kit. We're headed back to the farm. Sorry, Dustin. These strings are a safety hazard for a farmer. It isn't. Not enough weight down there. Well, Jason from Ziegler was here and put a massive cable on this thing. That way, it will ensure that we aren't going to need to pull this thing out of the mud this fall. I'm sorry I don't have a corn harvest video yet, guys. I promise you it's coming. It's coming fast. It's going to be fun. You're going to like it, but we're just not quite there yet. If you are looking for some corn harvest stuff, my buddy Matt from out in California, he's actually a rice farmer, and he went on a drive the other day looking for some guys harvesting rice to see if he could catch up with what's going on in the area. And he actually came across some guys combining some corn out in California in the Sacramento area. So head over to Rice Farming TV and you'll see some California corn farming going over there. Matt does an awesome job with his channel. If you like what he does, give him a like and subscribe, because Matt's a cool guy. He's got some good stuff going on over there. One thing I thought was pretty awesome, not really necessarily awesome, but interesting, is the guy combining corn had like a really dark dust cloud in front of him. It was from all the ash and the wildfires out in California this year. So it's some pretty crazy stuff. Head over to Rice Farming TV and check out Matt's channel. You can see some corn harvesting going on over there. On a side note, you will not see us harvesting any rice on this channel, unless I go visit Matt. So right after the last shot of Isla walking up the tractor steps, she took a tumble.
Off the tractor.
Did you take a tumble, Isla? Do you remember it? We got to the top of the tractor and I opened the door, and she stepped back out of the way of the door as it came open, and unfortunately the handrail on that tractor comes to about here on her, and she went directly under the handrail and backed off the side of the tractor, and
On her head she went.
ass over tea kettle. She's concussed. Did you take a fall, Isla? Yeah. You're okay though, huh? You're pretty tough.
No broken bones.
No broken bones.
No brain bleeds.
No brain bleeds, no fractures. They checked, did a CT scan for all that.
So just a concussion.
Just a concussion.
So the message is here. This harvest, slow down and be safe, people, because it happens to all of us.
Yeah. If that had been me, I was telling Becky, I'd still be laying there. There'd be 6 paramedics trying to figure out how to drag me onto a stretcher.
I did on the charger and I fell.
You fell? Did it hurt? But you're gonna be okay, because you're pretty tough, aren't you? Super tough. Work hard, move your feet. And we still got him to football practice. It is now 7 p.m. and we're gonna have a quiet night. Chill out, make sure Isla's okay. I might tinker around here at the workbench and listen to the Vikings. Nothing's as important as being safe on the farm. So, farm safety, guys. I know I had my own incident today. Luckily, it appears as though it was minor, but be careful. This is a good reminder for me to make sure we slow down a little bit during harvest and make sure we remember that safety is always number one. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Stick with us. We'll have a lot of good videos during harvest. That's really all I got. I'll quit rambling now.